Some people do a lot of thinking, and that's an interesting question. I trust the New Testament canon because Jesus trusted the Old Testament canon, first of all. Jesus said to them, "These are the words I spoke to you while I was still with you. Everything must be fulfilled that's written about me in the law of Moses," first 5 books, the prophets, and then the third division of the Old Testament. We have, as our public must understand, exactly the same books in the Old Testament as Jesus had, except they're in a different order. So the order doesn't really matter. But that is the canon scripture from Jesus. Now I'm arguing from that canon of the Old Testament to the fact that you must logically have a new canon. Jesus then is our model. He believed in a canon of scripture. So are we going to say then that God gave us the canon of scripture in the Old Testament, but tough luck, he didn't give us a canon in the New? That would be absolutely incredible. So he must have given us a canon of the New Testament. And so Jesus spoke the words of the New Covenant, which are recorded in the New Covenant scriptures. And Peter spoke of Paul's writings as scripture. Do you remember that one? I don't have to worry about the New Testament canon. The fact that some people didn't like some of the books in the canon, for example, Hebrews, some people didn't like it, they want to get rid of it. The fact is, it's right there. God absolutely required, and he saw to it that we've got a new canon, a New Testament canon. Without that, how can we be judged by the words of God? We're all going to be judged by Scripture. If there's no Scripture to judge us by, the whole thing is finished. Christianity is gone, finished, completely impossible. If we don't have Scripture, there's no Christianity. There's no faith once and for all delivered to the saints. In Jude, we find that. We are all urged to search diligently for the faith once and for all delivered to the saints. If you say, well, where's the faith? Hopeless. You have to assume on those statements that the faith once delivered is available. And sure it is. It's available in the canon of Scripture, Old Covenant and New, which God has given us graciously.
Yeah, if I may add, Anthony, the question canon compiled by Trinitarians, the assumption is wrong. First of all, there were no Trinitarians when the canon, what became the canon, was compiled. In other words, when churches started seeing the Gospels, the 4 Gospels, the letters of Paul, etc., as scripture, those people were not Trinitarians. There were no Trinitarians. There's also a fanciful thing out there, as you know, Anthony, that the Emperor Constantine picked the books. The canon, you can read this up, by the way. There are many well-known scholars, historians that have done work on this, but the canon was selected through a very long process of tradition. So in other words, the earliest Christian groups, they already had letters and scriptures that they regarded as inspired scripture, and some of them were very early, the synoptics. So the people who actually picked them were the early Christians. They said, oh, this came from John, this came from Matthew,